So this is where we left off yesterday. I'm going to pull up my vector demo. You can pull up myvectordemo.com. Go ahead and pull it up. And you can pull it up on your screen. I'll pull it up on mine as well. So where we left it off in training, we went through all the tips, went through building rapport, social etiquette. We went through how to tie into goals and your goal sharing. We went through and they watched the video, how to lead into the video, how to exit the video. Then we went through what comes in the sets. Well, we first said why sets make more sense than pieces. Then we went through everything that comes in the set. Watch the videos, narrate the videos, do it play-by-play. And that's what we got to yesterday. So to summarize what we got accomplished, not necessarily just reading the words, this is what we get accomplished. By doing this, we're answering these questions that a customer might have. We're answering these questions that a customer might have. And the questions that our customers might be asking themselves, they're usually not asking them out loud, okay? They're asking it to themselves. They're saying, why should I buy quality stuff? Why should I buy quality stuff? That's one of the questions they might ask. Why buy quality? So why do you think? Hit me up in the chat box. Why would it make sense for someone to buy quality versus buying cheap stuff over and over again? Why buy quality versus cheap stuff over and over again? Yeah, they spend less over the course of a long period of time. You know? Why else buy quality? Why else makes sense to buy quality? You don't have to buy it over again. It lasts longer. It saves money in the long run, right? You don't have to rebuy. That's why people buy quality. What does it cost to own high quality? Well, it's going to be more expensive. Why is it going to be more expensive? It's going to be more expensive because the materials, design, and craftsmanship. We talked about this yesterday. Things for the home. Things for the home, they don't cost hundreds, they cost thousands, right? You got couches and refrigerators and washer and dryer and dishwasher, table, chairs, bed, recessed lighting, floors, countertops. I mean, you have all of these things in the home, thousands and thousands of dollars. So they don't cost hundreds, they cost thousands. Now, one of the things I want you to think about and keep in mind is that the people that you're getting paid to show Cutco to are in a different age bracket and a different income bracket than you. Do any of you have a credit card by chance, by show of hands, a credit card, not a debit card, a credit card? So April, you have a credit card. If you don't mind me asking, how much is the limit you have on your credit card?
I think it's 100.
So like $100, that's all the bank trusts you with, right? Because it's like a student card, something like that. Yeah, cool. Hannah, I saw you had your hand up too. You have a credit card. What's your limit on your credit card?
I think 5,000.
$5,000? Is that do you have a joint account with your parents? Like, did they co-sign on that or something? No? How old are you?
I'm 19.
19? Get $5,000 limit at 19. That's pretty good. Did you start young or something?
Yeah, I already bought my own 2 vehicles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. So establishing credit early in life is a great idea. So Hannah has a $5,000 credit at 19. Most students are probably going to get like a $500 to $1,000 limit. You might get $5,000. But the people you're going to show Cutco to on their credit card, they're going to have like 10, 15, 20, $50,000 limits, $100,000 limits. And they'll have multiple credit cards in their wallet too. Now, Hannah, when you got your credit card, did your parents give you the speech of like, only use this in case of an emergency? Was that one of those things, or?
Just be smart or pay the credit consequences.
Yeah, you got it, right? But with grown-ups, like I'm 35, grown-ups, we swipe the credit card all the time. And the reason why we swipe the credit card all the time is because the bank bribes us. They give us perks, mileage, points. Me specifically, I do cash back. So every time I spend, I get 1.5% cash back on one of my Chase cards, and I get 5% cash back on my Amazon card. So like my wife is using my microphone today. So I just bought another one. It was $80. Swipe my Amazon card because it's 5% cash back. So grown-ups, we never use debit card. Very rarely will I ever use my debit card, I use my credit card. And then I pay the bank back 30 days later. You all don't understand that because many of you don't have a credit card, or if you do, it's very limited. This is very important because the people you're going to show Cutco to in our target market, they have a credit card. So what does that mean? They can literally buy anything they want. So when they go buy the refrigerator for the house, they don't have cash in the bank. They just swipe their credit card and they pay the bank later. If they got to go fix the air conditioning unit, they don't have cash in the bank. They just swipe the credit card and they pay the bank later. If they want to go on a family vacation, what do? They swipe the credit card and then pay the bank later. And then when they pay the bank later, they could either pay the minimum payment and then the bank charges them interest, or they pay the full amount. And a lot of banks are desperate for money right now, so they're giving like 18 months, no interest. So people just spend. They swipe the card. So what I'm saying here is that they don't necessarily need to have the money to buy stuff for their home. They just need a credit card. And that's what they swipe. So when they buy Cutco, I want you to think like the people you're showing Cutco to. So here's a phrase that I want you to think about, or you could even use or say on your appointments. Miss Jones, most people when they buy Cutco, they use their credit card so they get points or mileage. Why is that a significant phrase? Is because it shows you that you're not acting, thinking, or speaking like a broke college kid. That you're thinking like them. Yeah, Ms. Jones, when someone gets a set of Cutco, they usually use their credit card because they get like points or mileage or cash back or something like that. Just by you speaking in those terms, you're being equal, you're level with your customer. You want them to trust your opinion. You want them to believe that they should buy a set. Obviously, that starts with you because people don't buy Cutco. They buy your belief and your conviction and your enthusiasm that they should. Just like the soup example. I think I did the soup example yesterday. It's like, how's the soup? It's like, it's all right. How's the soup? It's amazing. I didn't buy the soup. I bought the belief, the conviction, and the enthusiasm of the salesperson, of the waiter or the waitress. So when you are showing Cutco, it's like, yeah, Miss Jones, most people just put it on their credit card. That way they get the perks, the mileage, or the cash back, whatever the perks are. That's what they usually do. And they just break it over the monthly installment plan. So you don't even have to pay for it all at once. So when you could speak in those terms and not sound like a broke college kid, it's going to project confidence with your appointments. Because things for the home, they don't cost hundreds, they cost thousands. And if you can speak in those terms and believe in those terms, you're going to help your customer feel more comfortable investing in a set. Why upgrade? So why should they already have knives? We already established this yesterday. So why would they upgrade if they already have knives? The same reason why they upgraded from a flip phone to a smartphone. Now, you all probably never had to struggle with that flip phone. Maybe you did. All right. I know my first cell phone was one of those Nokias. We used to play Snake on it when we were in school. You probably don't even know. Some of you guys are like, what are you talking about, Mike? I'm talking about Sega Genesis and Snake, old man. All right. So bottom line is, when your parents had to get convinced to get rid of their old flip phone to buy a smartphone, they probably thought it was excessive. It's like, I don't need text message. I don't need GPS. I'll stop at the gas station. I don't need a calculator on my phone. I'll just use a calculator. I don't need a camera on my phone. I'll get a camera, right? So it was excessive. I use my phone for calling. But now that they have a smartphone, could you imagine them going back to just calls, like not having their GPS, their calculator, their camera, their social media, their email, their text messaging, all the apps? It's nearly impossible. That's why they upgrade. So why do they go from their wooden handled, plastic handled, stainless steel, dull knives to Cutco? Is the same reasons why they went from that cheap flip phone to the smartphone. It added more features, more benefits. It was more convenient. Made life easier. By the way, did you like that analogy I just gave you? Do you think it's okay for you to use that analogy on your appointments with your customer? There's 2 or 3 of you that are picking up what I'm putting down right now, and you're going to sell a shit ton of knives. I see Justin nodded his head. He's like, I'm about to use that analogy on my appointment, right? By the way, I used to use that on all my appointments to help my customers feel comfortable with upgrading from their old crap to Cutco. Now, you don't have to. It's not in the training manual. I just read the training manual. Just read the script, but just a thought. Who wins when someone cuts Cutco? That's a question you want to answer. Everyone wins. It's American-made product, guaranteed forever. The customer wins. The company wins. The factory workers win. So all these people win. You win as a sales rep. You can pay your way through college. The managers win. That's our livelihood. The friends of the customers win because they get a chance to own Cutco too. So everyone wins. Does your customer just think you just trying to pull one over on them so you can get money? No, hopefully not. If you're following what I'm teaching you, they understand they win more than you. Think about it this way. Hannah's parents own Cutco, and they bought it a couple years ago. That sales rep that sold them Cutco made a commission. I bet your ass that sales rep spent that money within a day or two. And her parents still have the same set years later. That's awesome. That's what you get to experience with Cutco. The benefit, it benefits you in the short term, but it benefits them in the long term. They get the better end of the deal. Does your customer understand that? So when I say who wins, it's always in the best interest of the customer. The more they buy, the better it is for the customer, not for you. It's better for them. When my parents bought that galley set 16 summers ago, I might have made $80 on the commission. And oh boy, I was fired up to make $80 in an hour. Shit, that was a lot of money. Are you kidding me? Where did that go? Taco Bell? Where did I spend $80 on? Right? My dad, 16 summers later, he's still going to cook with those same knives. Who got the better end of the deal? Of course, the customer always gets a better end of the deal. The more Cutco they get, the better. And lastly, why invest in a set? We talked about this yesterday. Why sets? They get the right tool. They get a built-in discount. They get free stuff. It's safer. Plus, they can do the 5 monthly payment plan. So sets make the most sense. So what I want to do is I want to educate you on other brands of cutlery. Other brands of cutlery. I would take a photo of this or a screenshot of this chart just so you understand how Cutco compares. Because when you see your customers, most of them are going to have this low quality stuff called Chicago cutlery. And I'm going to educate you on this low quality stuff right now. Some of the names you might go by: Chicago cutlery, Farberware, Pampered Chef, any of the celebrity knives, Rachel Ray, Paula Deen, Emerald, Wolfgang Puck, because they market their product at a price point where everyone could afford it, so they make it really cheap. How do they make it really cheap? They use poor materials, terrible design, and low quality craftsmanship. That's why they get a cheap price, so it's not a really good deal. But the celebrities are using them, so people think they're a good product. It's not the case. So here's some problems with low quality. Problems with low quality. They're either plastic or wood. They don't have a tang, or they have a half tang, so it's cheap construction. The tang is how far the blade goes into a handle. They use straight edges on some, and the others are mostly serrated edges. They do not have a guarantee. They're not dishwasher safe. They're unsafe, they're cheap, and they're a high replacement cost. This is the problem with low quality knives. So on step 3 of your presentation, I don't know if you remember this from yesterday, we said create a problem. Step 3, create a problem. What is the problem? People waste money buying cheap stuff over and over again. They're unsafe and unsanitary. So these are the problems. So how do you create a problem? Well, these are the problems within the common knives. And again, a great screenshot that you could take a photo of, or just so you have for your reference. So this is to show you wood handles. So I'll zoom in. Wood handles. Wood handles are attractive when they're new, but they're very, very unsanitary. They absorb all that moisture, bacteria. You can see like in the rivets, they get all really disgusting in there. And the carbon steel rusts and corrodes. It gets real nasty. Stainless steel, these low quality ones here, they have a plastic handle that chip, crack, and break and melt. It's very slippery when wet. It could snap as well. And they're just glued together. And the stainless steel dulls very fast. It's very difficult to sharpen if you can. The serrated edges rip and tear like a saw, so they can't be resharpened. And then you got these construction where the blade only goes about halfway through the handle. So that's like if you look at the plastic handle, the blade only goes halfway through. So what happens, it gets snapped very easily. I actually have a customer who has 8 stitches under his chin right here from pushing down on a knife, and the blade popped out the back and caught him right underneath his chin. He had to get 8 stitches underneath his chin. So that's the problem with these low quality knives. So you get what you pay for. So you could get a whole set like this for like $200. It's going to give you a full set. It's going to be a full size of the homemaker set, like our homemaker set, the 20 pieces, 10 cooking knives, 8 steak knives in a block, something like that. This is going to run you could get it for like $200, $300, $400. You get it at Walmart, Target, any of those places. Now, high quality is a little different. High quality is going to look like this. These are the most common high quality brands: Wusthof, Henckels, or Schön. They're very good. Top selling brands you could get in stores, in the high-end stores. I would write down the store called William Sonoma. Williams Sonoma. I would also write down Crate and Barrel. Williams Sonoma and Crate and Barrel. They're very, very, very good brands. They're very high quality. You could get a full set from Crate and Barrel or Williams Sonoma, and it'll last you 10 to 20 years. If you take care of them, it might even last you longer. They're very good. Like if I didn't work with Cutco and I like to cook and I wanted a good high quality set of kitchen knives, I would own one of those sets because they're really good. They hold a good edge. They're high quality materials. They're very durable, good steel, good material, good craftsmanship. They're very expensive, but you get what you pay for. So they're not going to snap in the middle of me using them, right? They're not going to be extremely unsanitary. They're not going to fall apart. They're going to be good. They're going to last, and they're going to be a high quality brand, okay? There are some problems with these sets too, though. The problem with these sets, that with the high quality, is they're really made for chefs, not families. So they're made for chefs, not families. So when you have a high quality set like this, is they, like you see here, they do need to be replaced. They don't have a forever guarantee to them. They're not made in the USA. They're made over in Germany or Japan. So if you even did want to use the guarantee for craftsmanship, you got to mail it to Germany and Japan. So here in America, it's very not advantageous. It's not very advantageous to mail it to Germany. So here in the States, it's not very good. But in Germany, they've been a company since the 1700s. They rock international sales. They crush it. But for America, it's not a great deal. They're not dishwasher safe because the materials they use are only heat resistant to 120 degrees at the polypropylene. They have to be resharpened consistently because they have the straight edges. So those are some common disadvantages. So you got to resharpen them, you got to hand wash them, and you really don't have a guarantee that you could use. But they're very good materials, surgical grade, good handle material, the full tangs. They got good handle material, the good construction. They're really, really good. So that just kind of gives you an idea of what's out there and what's available. So let's go ahead and go to your training manual. And let's start with the next step in the presentation, which is step 6, comparison pricing. So summary. Ms. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in a set of Cutco. You always have sharp American-made knives. They're comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed to last forever, so you'll last at a knife you've ever buy. And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers buy Cutco, eat out less. They'll save $60 a month eating out less. So if you have one less meal, that's $720 a year. Over 25 years, that's 18 grand. Now, by the way, $60 in over the course of a month for eating out. Let me just kind of give you some math here. All right, let's go to Justin. Okay, Justin, I'm going to call on you. Justin, if your family was going to go out for a meal, how many siblings do you have?
I have an older sister.
So there's just a family of 4. So perfect. So if you, as a family of 4, was going to go out and celebrate an event, like a birthday or an anniversary or something, you were going to go out to a nice restaurant. Some families go to Ruth Chris. Some families go to Cheesecake Factory. Some families go to Outback. Some families go to Bonefish. What Kobe's? You know, do you all have a spot as a family? It's like, this is the spot we like to go for a nice family dinner.
It's called Frontier Cattle Company. It's a steakhouse.
So steakhouse, cool. How much is an entree at the steakhouse?
Probably like $40.
Okay. So let's say y'all go out, family of 4, okay? And you have an older sister, so you get 4 entrees. Okay? That 4 entrees is going to run you about $150 just for the dinners, right? Something like that. Then let's say you had 2 apps for the table. So you split 2 apps for the table. Maybe they have some good apps there. Maybe the apps are like $15 a pop. So maybe those are $30 for apps. Maybe there's drinks. Now you're probably more like a soda, so you're like $5. And then there's cocktails. So your parents are more like cocktails. Maybe they got 3 cocktails, and those are like maybe $30 for their cocktails for them. Maybe they get 3, they're $10 each. Let's say you get some dessert at this place. Say dessert, you get a couple for the table. Maybe desserts are $20. So how much is this meal for the family to go out for a dinner? We got $185 and $205, $235. So $235 plus tip and tax. So let's say tip and tax is 25% combined. So 25% combined, which would equal another $60 on top of it. So that dinner is $295. Have your parents ever asked you to pay for that dinner before?
No.
Have you ever got a glance at the bill just to see what it was?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it might be less, sometimes it might be more, but it kind of gives you an idea. So when we say for one meal a month, when we say one meal a month in this, and we say that one meal is $60 a month, could we agree that's a very conservative number? That's like maybe Applebee's type of thing, right? If they just eat out one less time and eat at home because they have a full set of Cutco, that's how much it's going to save them. That's what we're saying there. Okay? So that's what we're saying there. So there are several reasons why so many customers choose Sets. The right tool for the right job, built-in discounts, free cutting board, and free stuff. They're safer, you get a blocker tray, and you have the no interest installment plans. So we're going to exit the screen. We're going to take a look at our set options. So we go ahead and click here, and we're going to practice this here in a little bit. And you select the best options. You go to this slide here. So this is what your customer sees. Now, if you're sharing the screen like I showed you how to do yesterday, you're figuring out, you'll practice today. We'll give you about a half hour to practice some stuff. So Justin, can you see my screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, if you don't mind, you can keep reading from when it comes to high quality cutlery.
When it comes to high quality cutlery, it's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices. Cutco is top rated, so we only compare to the highest quality brands. I have a price comparison for our top competitors. Wusthof and Shun. Have you heard of them before? These high quality sets made overseas.
So some people might say yes, some people might say no. And if you have any light bulbs as we're going through, feel free to post them. Go ahead, please continue.
These high quality sets made overseas are two of the top selling brands in stores. Each brand has different types of sets, which range in price. Wusthof is the most popular. The price for this Wusthof set is $3,435. Sometimes you can find it on sale for $2,000. There are some major differences between these brands and Cutco.
Now, just so you know, like I said, I think it's important for you all to do your research. So this is where I would go if you're going to go check it out. This is Williams-Sonoma's website. So you can see a full set. This is the Henkels. You can find it for $2,000 on sale for $1,500. This one here is that Wusthof set right there, $3,400 on sale for $2,000. This is a full set of Shunkaji, $4,000 on sale for $2,700. This is another set of Shunkaji, $4,000 on sale for $2,700. So it just kind of gives you an idea. So here are the differences between these sets and Cutco, and I'm going to just show you in the chart. What's the differences? The differences are they have good handle material, but we have thermoresin. So ours is dishwasher safe and theirs is not. We use double D edge, which stays sharp for up to 10 years. They use a straight edge that needs sharpening every use. We use thermoresin material, which is dishwasher safe, as I mentioned. We're made in America, so our guarantee is valid, so it's easy to use. We have a forever guarantee, so we never have to replace it, and they have to be replaced. These are the major differences. Justin, without even giving you a price of Cutco, how does that make you feel that the product that you get paid to show, tell, and represent is better than the best set you can get in stores?
That's good.
Good, right? So I just at least want you to take confidence in that. So let's go ahead and go back to the training manual here so we can see what it looks like. And all of you should be following along on your website at home, myvectordemo.com. But go ahead and continue. Here's some differences between these brands and Cutco. Go ahead and continue, please.
Wusthof has mostly straight edges, so they do need to be sharpened, which is a hassle. They are not recommended for the dishwasher, and the warranty is on manufacturing defects only. In comparison, Cutco has our unique wedge lock handle, our exclusive double D stay sharp edge, and we have our 4-part forever guarantee, including free shipping. Cutco owners will tell you that it's 10 times better than any knives they've ever used. Just considering the guarantee and unique features, most people would agree that Cutco is at least twice as good as Wusthof. When something offers twice the quality and value and lasts forever, you would expect it to be at least twice the price. At twice the price, you're talking over $4,000 for a set of Cutco.
Perfect. So at this point in time, I want my customer to say, okay, well, if Wusthof, if a full set of Wusthof is $3,000, sometimes you find it on sale for two, and Cutco's better. Okay, well, so $4,000 makes sense. So at that point in time, I want my customer to think that $4,000 is a good deal for the homemaker set. We have a rep, Ike Okonkwo. His customer thought the homemaker set was going to be $4,000. She said, cool, I'll take it. He said, well, because it's not sold in stores, it's not quite $4,000. He told her the actual price, and she bought 4 homemaker sets because it was such a good price point. It was such a good deal that she says, yeah, I'll take more because it's such a good deal. So if you can help a customer see and understand the value of the set, when you give the actual price, they're going to be like, oh shit, that's crazy. Sometimes you have a customer that buys multiple sets because it's such a good deal. Cool. So Justin, you're doing great. So that right there is the price comparison. So price comparison, which is step 6. Now we're going to go to step 7 where we do the negotiations. So we're going to go to step 7. We're going to do the negotiations. So ready? Here we go. So Justin, you're doing great. If you don't mind, you could keep reading for us. As I said earlier,
our Homemaker Plus 8 is our most popular set. It's perfect for families that cook 2 to 4 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier, 8 table knives, the wood block, and the sharpener for straight edges.
So and this is what they're seeing on their screen right now. So they're seeing, this set, and it's just a refresher of what comes in the set, which is a small family set, the Homemaker Plus 8. Now, see this question right here is if we also have a set without the table knives. I don't mind that question. I like a better question, which is we also have a set in the black or the white. If you were considering a set, which color would you prefer, the classic or the pearl? The reason why I like that question better is because I assume they're going to need table knives to eat their food at the kitchen table. Like, how can they not get a set? How could they get a full set of kitchen knives, but they're going to use shitty steak knives at the kitchen table, right? So it's almost like a disservice to the customer to even give them as an option, in my opinion. So that's why I just say, which color do you like better? And then what's nice is we could always drop down to reduce the price on the set and take away the table knives to work in the negotiations. So if we start with the table knives and we start a little higher, then we could always remove the table knives. They could add them on later, and we could lower the price and work it in as a negotiation tool. So just a thought for you there. Okay. So either way. And then the great thing is it doesn't cost $4,000. Why doesn't it cost $4,000, Justin? Because it's not worth it? No, because it's not sold where?
Overseas.
Because it's not made overseas. It's not sold overseas because it's not sold in stores, right? So since it's not sold in stores, we don't have to charge that much. The reason why Wusthof has to charge that much is because Williams-Sonoma has to make money. Williams-Sonoma makes money off the sale, so that's why they have to charge $4,000 for the set. Make sense? So since there's no store, we don't have to charge as much, and we could offer higher quality. And that's why it doesn't even cost as much as Wustof's $34.35. Isn't that kind of cool? So let's unveil the price. Ready? So everyone can click at the same time with me. We're going to click, see where it says page 9? You're going to click that hyperlink. Don't miss this. If you're missing this, Akash, you're missing something important right here. You got to click this page 9. That's how you get the prices. Click the page 9. Boom. And it reveals your prices to you. So the entire Homemaker Plus 8 set, look at that. It's only $13.26 paid in full. And that includes shipping. Isn't that cool? So it's just like buying a MacBook Pro. It's just like buying another household appliance. It's just like buying a new washer and dryer or refrigerator, bed or something like that for an average family. Most customers take advantage of our 5-month installment plan, which is only $289 and today includes tax. $289 to an average family. What, Justin, since you're unmuted, what is $289 on a credit card to an average family?
It's like nothing.
Not much, right? I mean, that's like a grocery bill. In fact, that's like one dinner out. Actually, now I'm looking at it. Coming back over here, that's like one dinner. One nice dinner a month. One nice dinner a month, and they get an entire set. Do you see why our sales representatives sell homemakers all the time? Is because it's literally like one grocery bill or one nice dinner out. I mean, what else is 289, 290 over the course of a month? What's $75 a week? You know, $75 a week to a family. I mean, if they play golf, it's like a nice round of golf. You know, it's a massage. You know, something like that. $75 a week to an average family. And here's one thing to think about. A lot of our customers, a lot of your people you're showing Cutco to, they're eating out less because of COVID and everything, right? So if they're eating out less, what does that mean they're doing more of? They're cooking at home a little bit more. So if you can help them see, it's like the money you're saving by not eating out, you can just take that money and invest it into Cutco. And then when everything opens back up and COVID passes by, at least you have a full set of Cutco for the next 30, 40, 50 years, and then you could go back to eating out all the time. So it's really just taking the money you were spending and just getting a really good set of Cutco. Displacing the funds. Okay? So that's what you do. And then you write it down. This is critical. You have them write down the 289 on a piece of paper so they can see the visual. Because all they see on their screen right now is just the picture of the knives. So they just see the picture of the knives right now. You want to make sure that they see the visual. So Justin, you're doing great. Go ahead and keep reading here. Buy now bonus. Go and read that for me. Buy now bonus.
Buy now bonus. We have a bonus where if you buy now, I can give you an entertainer pack or super shears for free. Mr. Abramowitz,
Yep.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Would you like to try out the homemaker set today and get your free gifts?
Perfect. You completely quiet and wait for an answer. And you smile. And I'll tell you, you just sit there and you smile and nod. I would even stop the screen share. And if you want to practice, when I give you time to practice here in a little bit, use the screen share, and you could use the whiteboard feature if you wanted to and draw the numbers on the screen like I did. And you could just click whiteboard and you could draw the numbers, and you could even say, so Ms. Jones, $289 per month for 5 months, right? And you could just put it on there, click, and you could circle it. $289 a month for 5 months. Look how, that's just so cheap. And my best reps, what they even say is they even compare it. So it's like one nice dinner out. It's like a grocery bill. And you say, so what do you think? Do you want to go and get that today? Now they have a choice. They can say yes or say no. They say yes or say no. This is where the fun begins, okay? Now, if anybody, an athlete, athletes on there, anybody play sport? Couple a little bit. Anybody ever play chess or checkers? Chess or checkers a little bit? So in chess or checkers, there's a saying that you want to know your opponent's move. You want to be one move ahead of your opponent. If you could be 2 or 3 or 4 moves ahead of your opponent, that's when you become a master at checkers or chess, right? If in sports, you're at your defense, you want to predict what the offense is going to do, right? That's what makes a great team. It's like, if I can predict what my offense is going to do, I want to have a really good defense, and vice versa. If I can predict what my defense is going to do, I can run an offense that allows me to win the game, right? So in sales and negotiations, I want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind when it comes to negotiating is it's just a matter of knowing what they're thinking before they think it. Okay? And this is where the fun begins. Where I'm going to teach you right now is where I'm going to pick up an advanced training on Sunday night. Because I'm not going to spend much time on it right now. We don't have enough time for this. But if you're interested in the consumer psychology and the idea of negotiating, advanced training is where I really go into that. I'll talk a little bit about it tomorrow morning on the workshop at 9 a.m. too. But for this weekend, your coach is going to do the negotiations for you. We're going to do all the negotiating for you. We don't want to confuse you too much. Okay? So I'm going to introduce it to you right now in the Cliff Notes version, but I'm going to show you what you're going to do this weekend, at least for your first 5 appointments. For your first 5. Not forever, but just your first 5 appointments. I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to show you what you're going to do. So that way you know what to practice. Okay? So here we go. This is the art of negotiation. This is how this works. So you're going to ask, and they're going to say either yes or no. If they say yes, you upserve. If they say no, you ask questions to lead with curiosity. Whatever they say, you're going to show them something smaller or give them a really good deal. Then you're going to ask them again, does that really good deal work for you? If yes, upserve. If no, ask a few questions and lead with curiosity. Show them something smaller, give them a really good deal, ask again. If yes, upserve. If no, right? So that's the concept of negotiating. How do you do that in a very low-key, low-pressure way? In a very tactful way? That's what I'm about to show you right now. Okay? That's what I'm about to show you. So pay attention. If yes, we're going to do something called an upserve. An upserve is where we show them 2 larger options that they haven't seen yet. And remember, the people who buy those sets are families of 4 or 5. They cook 3 to 4 times a week. They entertain. They like nice things. They have a nice kitchen. So if they fit the mold, we want to show them these 2 options. So if yes, we upserve and show them the larger options. If they say yes again, we're going to show them all the gadgets and accessories and everything else Cutco offers. Very simple. If they say no, what are we going to do? We're going to ask them a few questions, and then we will drop down to a smaller option. That is a lower price. It's a smaller option, and we'll see if that set works better for them. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this process looks like. So we just said, so did you want to go ahead? I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Did you want to go ahead and buy that set of Cutco today and get your free gifts? That's what Justin just did, and he smiled and nodded and waited for an answer. Right there, that's when you call your coach. You say, I need to call my manager to check in. So either way, whether they say yes or they say no, you're going to call your manager to clock out. That's how we're going to check you in. That's how we clock you out. We take that clock in from Q, and then we mark on our end, we check it, that you finished your presentation. That's how we check you out. That's part of the process. So that's where you clock out, you check out. You're right there with the customer right there. If yes, check in with your manager. If no, check in with your manager. You're only going to do that for your first 3 to 5 presentations, so you can hear what the negotiation sounds like. After you hear it 3 or 4 or 5 times, and then you go to advanced training when I teach you how to do it, then you're going to be able to do it on your own. That's why they're called training appointments. And here's the deal. Those first 3, 4, 5 appointments with your best 5, they're getting the best end of the deal because we are going to hook them up. Those first 3 to 5 appointments that you call on, we're going to give them every single best deal in the book. Why? Because we want you to get confidence. Remember we talked about that? All I want you to hear is, yes, I'll take it. Now, if they're willing to say, yes, I'll take it on a small order, we're going to upserve and make it a large order with a sick deal. If they're willing to buy a homemaker set for $1,300, paid in full, shit, Let's get them a $5,000 order with a 5 payment plan of $1,000 and give them like $1,500 in free Cutco, right? Like, let's hook them up and let them try out more Cutco if they're comfortable putting $1,000 on their credit card, right? Like, we will hook them up. Hook them up. And if they're unsure about a homemaker, we'll get them something smaller and we'll just give them a bunch of free stuff. Maybe we'll hook them up at a discount. Like, did you guys know there's a friends and family special on that homemaker set? Do you guys want to know what that discount is? Call your coach. Call your coach and they'll tell you what it is. So if they're unsure, we're going to hook them up. We have a friends and family special there. So here's how it works. Here's your code. You might want to take a screenshot of this. If they are considering, that means you need help with the deal. If they're definitely getting, that means they're upserving. So when you call your coach, this is the conversation what's going to be like, okay? So say you call your coach and ring, ring, ring. Cassidy answers phone. Fast Star Hotline, things are popping. We got Hannah and Akash with the first homemakers out of training. Justin with the signature set out of training. April lockdown, her first starter set out of training with 30 recommendations. Who's this? This is Jalissa. Hey, Jalissa, what's up? I'm here with my customer, and she's considering a set of Cutco right now. I'm just calling to check out. That word, considering, tells Cassidy that Jalissa needs help with the deal. If Jalissa said, hey, I'm just calling to check in, just like my manual told me to do, I'm with my customer, they're definitely getting the homemaker. That means, code to Cassidy, help me upserve. Considering, need help with the deal. Definitely getting, help me upserve. Then what Cassidy's going to do is she's going to work her magic depending on what you need. Depending on what you need. Depending on what the customer needs. They're going to work their magic. They're going to support you. That's it. It's that simple. And then you are just listening to how she says it, what the deals are. Because say mom buys the first deal. She gets a homemaker set at the friends and family discount. Well, now you know, shit, my second appointment, I know the deal. So my second appointment, you just check in and say, can I give my aunt the same friends and family discount I gave my mom? Yes, you can. Awesome. All right. Then it becomes easier. And then you go to your third appointment and they want something different now. You're like, shit, I don't know how to handle this one. You call, you listen to your coach handle that one. Boom. And you help them. And if they don't want to get Cutco, no big deal. What's the worst thing that happens? They use their shitty knives. Like literally that's the worst thing that could possibly happen on the appointment is they just stay using their old knives and we pay you $15. But you got to at least give yourself a chance to get good. And that's why they're called training appointments. That's why we're paying you to do this. It's not just to make the sale. It's so you can learn how to do the process and get good on these training appointments. Okay? So that's why you want to call your coach. And they're going to be supporting you every single step of the way. Not forever, but just for those first 3 to 5 appointments. Okay? So you call your coach right there. This is what your coach is going to say. Now I'm going to teach this to you in advanced training on Monday or on Sunday night rather, but you could take note of this. You could take screenshots if you want, but this is what your coach is going to do. They're going to ask 4 questions to your customer. If they need to drop down, they're going to ask these questions. If your customer is unsure. Okay. This is what it's going to look like. They'll say, cool. Did you like Cutco? Then Aya, you would say, cool, Grandma, did you like Cutco? She's going to say yes. Say, great. What did you like most about it? Grandma's going to be like, oh, I love the guarantee and quality. Great. So what, if you don't mind me asking, what are you unsure of? Grandma says, well, it's just a little bit too much money right now. We're just unsure. They might say, it's just too large of a set right now. We're just not sure, right? Whatever they say, she's going to say, great. Do you feel like it's just like too much money or do you feel like it's too many knives? So what she's going to do, she's going to clarify. Now, whatever reason Grandma just gave, too much money or too many knives, Cassidy is then going to use that reason to drop down and show the smaller set. So if Grandma says it's too much money, Cassidy's going to say, great, we're going to show you a smaller set that's less money. If Grandma says it's too many knives, Cassidy's going to say, great, we're going to show you a smaller set that has less knives. So remember we just said in chess or checkers or in football, you just want to be one step ahead of your opponent. That's all negotiating is knowing what they're going to say and then being ready for their response. And that's exactly what we're doing. Pretty cool, right? And this is how you do it in a very low key, very, very professional way. Not pressure, super low key, just by asking questions, leading with curiosity, using their response to show them the next option. Now, as you scroll down, you'll see in your training, it says handling objections. I'm going to teach you that, the negotiations in advanced training. So for right now, you could skip it. So go ahead, scroll down a little bit more, and this is where Cassidy or Lindsay or Bryce, or Anthony, they would say, they'll ask the questions, and then here's what she's going to say. Miss Jones, she'll say, Aya, tell your grandma, say, you're not going to carve a turkey every day, right? No. Well, then it doesn't make sense to spend money on items you won't use all the time. So let me show you this next option. So now grandma's like, okay, cool. Show me the next option. So now Cassie's going to ask for the next option. She's going to show the next option. What's the next option? Next option is called a galley set. And the galley set, again, if you're following along, you want to be on your myvectordemo.com or on your cutgodemo.com. You want to have both of those pulled up. So this is what it looks like. This is the galley set. It looks like this. This galley set looks like this. It's a perfect starter set to take care of all your needs. It still has the paring knife in the air, the trimmer for small stuff, spatula spreader, sandwiches, meat knife, serving piece. It's few less knives, a lot less money. Instead of paying $13.26 for the homemaker set, the Galley Plus 6 set is only $9.57 or only $209 a month for 5 months. That's $52 a week. Now, again, we don't give them the basic Galley set. We save that for negotiations. So it's only $209 a month, which is $52 a week. Some of you could afford that if you wanted to. That's $10 a day. Some of you could afford $10 a day if you wanted to, Monday through Friday. If you wanted something. That's the set my parents got. It's a great set. And if you still get it today, I could still give you the free stuff. So is that something that works better for you? So then Cassie will ask, what does she do? When she asks, cool. Yes, we'll upserve. What is upserve? We'll show her the gadgets and accessories, all the gifts. If she's unsure, no problem. What are we going to do? We're going to ask a few questions to investigate. What are the questions Cassie's going to ask? Which tool from the galley would you use the least? So she'll say, out of these tools, which one would you use the least? The fork? Okay, wouldn't you use the fork? Would you use a block? Yes or no? You'd use the table knives, right? How many? Okay, 4 table knives. Okay, so no fork, yes to a block, 4 table knives. Great, and then you're gonna show your customer the sets. We have 4 starter packages. Really, there's 6 starter packages without the table knives. So we say, okay, what set has no fork in a block with 4 table knives? This one has a fork. This one has a fork, no block. This one, no fork in a tray. This one, no fork in a block. So this one, no fork in a block, and it has 4 table knives. That one seems like a great starter set. Do you think your customer might want to know a price on that set? Sure. And we'll give her the price. Look at the price points. Look at this. We scroll down. That Studio Plus 4 set is $33 a week. That's $131 a month. Look at some of the price points in these. Kitchenettes at $24 a week, less than $100 a month. You see some of these starter packages? I called these the Chipotle sets when I was in college because my friends and I spent more on Chipotle than these sets right here. Ready for a big epiphany moment? For those of you that were a little concerned about like, oh my gosh, like, am I able to have a fast start? Am I able to have a fast start? Like, I'm so busy. Ready for a big light bulb moment? If all you did was help 20 people buy one of these starter packages, 20 of these in 10 days, 20 of these in 10 days, that's a 10K fast start. If you could help 20 families sign up for the starter packages in your first 10 days, you have a 10K fast start and win everything that we talked about in the beginning of training today. So you're literally using that homemaker set to sell starter sets. And in advanced training, in the high flyer workshop, the drop and bombs workshop I'm going to show you, you use the ultimate and the signature set to sell more homemakers. It's called the law of contrast. You use the homemaker to sell more starters, use the ultimate and the signature to sell more homemakers. If you can understand that concept, you guys are going to crush it. If you don't understand the concept, don't you worry, because you're one phone call away from someone who does, that's going to do all of this for you this weekend. Not forever, but for your first 3 to 5 appointments, you're just going to call them and they're going to do this for every one of those appointments for you and with you. Okay? So just in summary, as far as dropping down goes, you start with the homemaker, you drop down to the galley, then you drop down to the starter sets, then there's a 5-piece custom set, then there's a buy 3 get 1 free, then there's a spend 100 get a free gadget, then worst case scenario, they could buy their favorite piece, and then we show them all the gadgets and accessories and gifts. So even if they don't buy Cutco for themselves, they might want to buy Cutco for other people. Maybe they don't need a new set of knives, but they need some ice cream scoops, cheese knives, wine opener. Right? They might need some garden tools. Okay? So you still want to show them all that. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up on your Cutco demo. So hopefully hopefully you already browsed around the site, but if you didn't, it's okay. You're going to do that in a moment. We're going to give you time today to role play here in a little bit. So here at the bottom, these are the set options. So you click on the set options, and this is everything that we just looked at. So that's the price comparison. So see, here's the galley, there's the starter sets, and then here's a custom set. See, they pick 5 special. They could still get the pick 5 custom set. Then there's the buy 5 get shears free, buy 3 get 1 free. There's the spend 125 and get a gadget for free, right? And they could always just buy their favorite piece. Then you go to the gifts and accessories, and you'll see Cassidy do this in her demo, and she'll just take you through all the accessories, the table knives, and all the gadgets and everything that's sold individually. And she'll show you what that looks like. Really, really simple. Okay? So let's go ahead and let me come up for some air. Go ahead and post your biggest takeaways from this section in your WhatsApp chat. What were your biggest takeaways from this section? Put that in your WhatsApp chat. What's something that showed up for you that you really liked, that was helpful? You could drop down if the customer's unsure. All the smaller options, make customer find something they like. Fit the customer's needs. Start by showing the biggest and best and work your way down from there. Start big and go down from there. Dropping down and having coaches help. It's okay to downgrade. Yep. It's always about what the customer wants to get. We start large and then just take away some options and help the customer feel comfortable. It's called dropping down. It's a very, very great negotiation tool. Now, if you get down to the individual pieces, I want to show you, where do you find the price list? Like, how do you get the individual prices? Now, first off, right here at the top, see where it says set price reference sheet? If you click there, it's going to show you the reference guide of all the breakdown of the prices, like for all the sets with the 5-month with an 8% sales tax, paid in full, and the breakdown per week. So you have an at a glance right there. So you have an at a glance. That's going to be right here with the price reference guide. Now, if you go back to the MyVector demo original site, this is important. It's hidden right here on page 1. See on page 1 right here? If you click on that page 1, that's where you have the price list for all the individual pieces. Every individual item that Cutco makes has an individual price. And that's where you find the individual price points there. And then you got the cookware price list right underneath it. So again, where did I find that? Page 1, but you got to so you got to see that when you click, when you go all the way down and you click that page 9, it creates a pop-up. So what I would suggest you do is either download page 1 to your computer or right click on page 9 and click open in new tab. So that way you have the one tab with the prices here, and then you have that tab without the prices here, but you could always go back up and get that price list. Okay.